10, 9, ignition sequence start, 6.
Hello and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Whack Whack Attack. Today is March 23rd and we're going to start with this news of Coinbase receiving a Wells notice. So the news broke on Twitter yesterday through tier 10k, and let's go to the tweet and have a look what it says. It says, on March 22nd, 2023, Coinbase received a Wells notice from the SEC stating that the staff made a preliminary determination to recommend that the SEC file an enforcement action against the company alleging violations of the federal securities law. So that sounds like really preposterous that people from within the company, staff, the FEC stating that the staff made. So I don't know if that's the staff of the SEC or if that's the staff of Coinbase. Anyway, that's really weird. But then we got a report from Coinbase coming out saying we asked the SEC for reasonable crypto rules for Americans. We got legal threats instead. So I'll just read out the TLDR and then maybe talk about it for a minute. So it says, today the SEC gave Coinbase a Wells notice regarding an undefined portion of our listed digital assets. Our staking service, Coinbase Earn, Coinbase Prime, and Coinbase Wallet after a cursory investigation. We are prepared for this disappointing development. We are confident in the legality of our assets and services, and if we need, we welcome a legal process to provide the clarity we have been advocating for and to demonstrate that the SEC simply has not been fair or reasonable when it comes to its engagement on digital assets. Rest assured, Coinbase products and services continue to operate as usual. Today's news does not require any changes to our current products or services. So I really like this statement that Coinbase put out. We got lots of tweets coming out from like Brian Armstrong and like other people in the Coinbase space. But this one definitely was the key piece of information here, talking about how Coinbase are going to fight and how they want to get clarity that the crypto industry needs desperately. So I'm really happy that Coinbase actually Coinbase is one of the few companies that could actually fight against this, right? So it makes that, I guess, as much as this is annoying, frustrating, crypto's targeted by the SEC and the banking services, it makes sense that they're gone up against Coinbase, because Coinbase can actually help us get clarity that we need. So yeah, definitely give this article a read. And there's a whole lot of other people talking about this blog post to read. There's a whole lot of other people talking about Coinbase right now on Twitter and elsewhere, so you can get some really good ideas. Definitely go and check those out if you can. Okay, moving on to actual Rocket Pool news. Joe had this post and he says, hello here, node operators and beta testers. Thanks to tons of feedback and beta testing from our community, today we are making Smartnode version 1.9.0 release candidate 2 available for testing on Gurley. This is a test release and meant for test networks only. Do not use this on mainnet. It says this one has a lot of fixes, tweaks, and new features that you all have brought forward. Massive props to our beta testers. As usual, please see the release notes and there's a link for the full rundown. And we covered most of those yesterday in Rocket Fuel. And it says support for the Zhejiang testnet has been removed now that Chapella and Atlas have been deployed to Gurley. Added the Istus relay to the MEV boost relays. This is an uncensored relay that allows all MEV types. Profile mode users have the unregulated all MEV types profile will begin using it automatically. Grafana dashboard version 1.2.0 release candidate 1 has been updated to version 1.2.0 release candidate 2, and then there's some information about that. You can go have a look. It says it now has secondary support for secondary SSD on the disk usage panel, shows SSD temperature and SSD IO times for the second drive. Thanks to NJ Flowers for doing this. This is lots of small fixes and cosmetic tweaks, too many to list here. And then it says to install this, do this, and then do that. So that was really cool. Thanks, Joe, for getting that out. I don't know how many more release candidates we'll be getting before we get the mainnet ready one. The thing about the release candidates is that, you know, the name for the mainnet, the final one for mainnet will be version 1.9.0, unless of course, you know, they get version 1.9.0 out, and then there's some client updates that need to go in. Then it might be version 1.9.1 coming to mainnet on in time for the Chapella hard fork. So thank you, Joe, for that update. Next, we have another update from Joe here, who has a new version of the Proteus out, and this is the one with the access panel on the bottom of the box that we covered a few weeks ago. And it says this is literally the first of its kind. And then there is there's a really nice inscription here on the box. It says, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play." So that is a really nice quote that is on the front of the Proteus, the latest one that is going out to SNG. So that's going to be SNG's Proteus. Then Joe was yeah, so those are going to be in the next batch. There was a whole load of SSDs that Joe bought yesterday that arrived. I think there's a sale going on some website, so he's getting a really good deal on those. So I think the next batch of the Protei will be going out in the next month or so, I want to say. I guess as you know, the Rocket Pool team gets more prepared for Chapella, then Joe's work on that front will come down a little bit, which will mean that he'll have a little bit more time to get the new version of the Proteus out. My version of the Proteus will hopefully be one of the first in the next batch, because I was supposed to be in the first batch, but it didn't come because of the passive cooled, and now I'm moving to active cooled. So thank you, Joe, for that. Next, we have this post from Deukey, who translated Jasper's "Why Paradigm Was Wrong, Why Our ETH Will Flip ST ETH" paper. So this was an original paper that was in English, written by Jasper, and this is a translation of that paper by Deukey.eth into Korean. So you can read the whole paper now as it's translated. The GMC gave a grant to Deukey to translate this paper from English into Korean, and I'm really hoping that, you know, we as a community can like push this out to get new audiences out there. So that's really cool. It's still got little bits of English in there as well, but there's the whole paper is in Korean now. So thank you for doing that, Deukey. Talking about Jasper here, Jasper had a couple of tweets going out over the last few days saying, "I'm pretty disappointed that Rocket Pool was not included for the RB allocation, despite our ETH being traded there many months before other liquid staking token." And then Jasper goes on to say, "If Arbitrum is based on Ethereum security, then Rocket Pool should be acknowledged. No one has done more to increase its tail resistance with over 2,000 node operators." So some people making really good comments here about making the case that, you know, validators should be getting some of these kind of rewards because they help with stability and like security so much. And like this one was GLC Staked, says, "I've been making the case for months that ETH validators should be included in L2 distributions. This makes so much sense for a number of reasons." Jasper says, "I completely agree. If the Ethereum validator set becomes centralized, C2s lose all their value. We must incentivize our solo stakers." And then in the replies, there was a really interesting one that we have right here, which was from Argent replying to Jasper, saying Jasper made a poll saying, "What chain do you want to see Rocket Pool deepen liquidity on next? Hint, you might get what you wish for." And then Arbitrum was the #1 choice there, and then Polygon and ZK Sync was the second choice. And then Argent, who are of course on ZK Sync, they said, "We're chatting with the Rocket Pool team about ZK Sync era. That's all we can say for now." So there's some nice little hints there about integrations going on in other protocols and other projects. Argent, for those of you who don't know, is a smart contract, like abstracted wallet. It is definitely like a very easy to use wallet, and if you get Rocket Pool on there, they'll have one touch, like 2-click, like staking with rETH, which I think would be absolutely amazing, because I think they might have a similar product for Lido's STETH, but I'm not 100% sure, but I vaguely remember that happening. So if we can get more integrations for rETH into these wallets, that of course is really great. So it's nice that Argent are replying to Jasper's tweets there about this. Okay, next we had this post from Object. So in trading a few days ago, I was asking if anyone had talked to Object like recently, because Object went to Denver. He was at ETH Denver, and in Denver, Object got sick. It was very likely, I think, at the time that he got COVID. I'm not sure if he has tested positive or not, but it hit Object really hard, and he didn't really participate in the last few days of the conference, and he didn't go skiing or anything like that. So I think he was in quite a bad state. And yesterday was the first time that Object then came back into trading with this good morning emoji. And then people said, you know, thank God he's alive, and you were missed, and we were worried. So it's really nice that Object is back, and that Object is posting in trading again. He's already gotten active in he's already been active in the GMC discussion thread, so that's really good as well. And I'm glad to see that he's back. Okay, next we have this post from Fornax, who has been working with Proteus on allowing the Smartnode to recognize to set the node's ENS avatar. So he did some pull requests here. So this was like some of the work that he did last week. And then it says adding the command Rocket Pool wallet set ENS avatar, contract address token ID. This is the recommended way to set an avatar using an NFT the user owns. You could also use a URL with the U flag, Rocket Pool W set ENS avatar -U. So that's really nice that Fornax has been working on that. And today's episode was a really quick one. So just finishing off, the thing that has had trading a buzz this morning is the ARB airdrop. A lot of members of the Rocket Pool community are eligible for getting the token. This is my first ever big airdrop too. Well, potentially big airdrop. I don't know how big it's going to end up being in a little while, but the ArbScan website and the Arbitrum.Foundation website both went down. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute that. Both went down right as the block where the airdrop was going to be available went live. So that's gone down. Arbiscon's gone down. People here were talking about trying to find ways to claim the airdrop. They weren't able to claim the airdrop. I don't think anyone has been able to get the airdrop yet. And the website crashed. Yeah, exactly. And people started seeing it being traded on some places like Uniswap and Kraken and other places, and they started seeing some really interesting prices. Like here, you could sell 4,250 ARB tokens for $53,000, which is huge. Others saw that you could sell it for, you know, between $4, $5, and $6. But as the time went on, and I guess people were starting to claim their tokens, but no one in trading has been able to, then the price of the token, like here, it was $7.02. Yeah, so as trading went on, then the price came down, and at the moment I think it stands at around $1.50 on some places, but I've still not been able to claim mine. So it's kind of a shame that, you know, the Arbitrum didn't increase their bandwidth availability to account for this level of farming, like people smashing the F5. So yeah, it's something that the community's been talking about all morning, and it's just not happened for anyone yet. So that's a shame, but I'm sure by tomorrow, you know, we'll all have claimed and gotten our ARB tokens. So there we go. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for tuning into and watching Rocket Fuel every day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.